what's up everybody? Welcome back to another reaction. Finally, we have something from Osu Catch specifically. This is from Yooh. This is apparently a song that was a tiebreaker for some grand finals event, and this is Eternity. Aerithane wanted me to get to this one from the member's producer Q, so of course I'm going to be getting to this, but again, I'm very surprised I haven't really gotten anything from Osu specifically, given all the other rhythm game stuff I tend to listen to. This is, I think, might be the first Osu specific song. I'm sure other ones that I've done have ended up in Osu, but like, I think this is the first specifically Osu track, so I'm kind of interested to hear what this sounds like, because I've only heard a few songs from Osu, so I don't know what the sound difference might be, if there's different producers with different approaches going to all different games. I don't know the scene that well, but Aerithane did mention that this is the synthetic synth hardcore guy in their mind, so like, that's what they think of. This is what they think of when they hear that genre, so that at least gives me an idea of what to listen for, but other than that, I guess I just need to listen to it. So without further ado, let's go! Packed with various gimmicks. I don't know what that means. What? Is this like a language? Oh man, it's already cranking up. That is absurd. What's bro diddling the keys for? Ooh. Oh, I love that. Very 90s house there. Love that sample. Okay, so there's actual, like, symphonic breaks in here. Okay. I thought the symphonic thing was just gonna be like that goofy piano bit at the beginning. But no, they actually are putting in, like, more significant symphonic sections. Although I do think most of it's gonna be that goofy sort of stuff. Still fun though. Ooh. Oh. Ooh. Darude wants his sample back. Oh, that feels really good. Tasteful string stings too. So that's what they meant with the whole symphonic inclusion. Still love that bit. Is that like an in-game language or something? Am I missing something there? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. Ooh, a change-up. All right, just a hard stop and swap. Okay. Got all the lasers. And the bomb. So that's what they meant in the intro crawl. Ooh. Ooh, get him. Wait a minute. Ooh. Really? Doing a little bit of a yoy. Gotta have some modern talking in there, huh? Ooh. That's a nice change up too. I didn't know there'd be this many, like, completely different sounds. Each section is its own sort of approach. I love that vocal sample is kind of acting as a connecting through line for the rest of them. Even though it's sort of nonsensical, it's like a glue for all the individual, what would be seemingly randomized portions of this song. God, those piano, those samples. Just drag your finger across the piano roll. Ooh, okay, that one was fancier. Get a little bit of a bullet hell here in the video. Who is this? Sans Undertale? Oh, I love that. Ah, that's great. Having fun with those those rhythms were insane. Just throwing in the last little bit of fun there with those rhythm changes. Ooh. Okay, that was a lot more fun than I thought it was going to be. Oh, man. There's so much I could talk about with this one. All right, before you start writing that comment about the language, I did look in the first couple of comments, and there was somebody who decoded all of the individual characters and spelled out what they were saying, and it all made sense within the world of this song. Obviously, I don't know much about any of the lore that Osu might be connected to. I haven't had that much experience with it, but at least I can understand what words were being said now, so that helps. I knew that had to be a language. I just didn't know if this was just common knowledge or something that somebody needed to decipher, and it seems like it's more the second one and this one person who just was like, I got this, and put it all together. So shout out to that guy. But for real, when this song first started, I didn't know what to expect, and when it started doing that goofy shit with the piano in the beginning, I'm like, oh no, this is just going to be kind of memey when it comes to the symphonic side of that genre. But no, they actually had a lot of really good symphonic stings in here, a lot of good string work, a lot of just general good body to it. Like, when it needed to be there, it was there. It was used properly as accents instead of just kind of trickling it in random spots that it didn't feel like it needed to be in. This song took control of that and used it in very, very good locations. Every single spot I heard it from after that initial section with that goofy piano bit, I was like, okay, here we are. They get it, you know? It was just, I was worried that they were going to be memeing on it, which when it comes to any genre, while there is fun to be had in that and goofing around with it, I always hope I hear stuff that's a little bit more serious, or at least there's a portion in it that gives me some hope, like that one in there. I was like, oh, they're actually putting in the effort to figure out what makes this genre and what makes those elements work within it. And I definitely believe they did that here. There was so much fun. Like I said, every section sounded so unique, but there was that one through line of all of the words and all of the characters being said that kind of made it stitch together pretty well. Otherwise, each section of this song could have been its own thing. It was all within the same key, sure, but like they all had such unique identities. It almost felt like they were being done by different producers. So like that was kind of a surprise to me too, that there was that variety in there, but also the through line of just that one element kind of being the glue that held it together. I was surprised how well that worked. There's been a number of times where I've listened to music from smaller producers especially that just kind of throw whatever they want together, and while that's perfectly fine and you want to be experimental, go for it. That's kind of what music is for, in my opinion. Play around with it a little bit. Make your own thing happen. Don't just stick with what's popular or what's easy, you know? Play around with your own inspirations and figure it out. And that's what this feels like, just refined. It feels like they've passed their experimental phase, and it's more like, I've experimented so much, I can start getting beyond that. Like, I can start getting really, truly creative with the approaches I have to each individual section. And that goes for production as well. You could tell that this person understands their sound and knew how to place things to be where they need to be, instead of being like, oh, I don't know how this is going to sound, but it's kind of muddy, I'll just kind of push it out of the way, and I'm more interested in this section of the song, let's like make this the whole focus and forget about all that extra stuff. Then it's like, why is that there? You know, like, as somebody who listens to so much music and hears so many times people just stacking shit and not really understanding where it belongs, when I get producers like this who clearly know where those different elements need to be their strongest selves, it's always a nice thing, you know? You always want to hear something that sounds balanced and proper, but when people are trying to be experimental and they just straight up do not understand a specific element, instead of getting rid of it like they should, they just throw it off to the side or like pull it really far back into the mix, and then it just adds to this frequency mud, you know, this sound that doesn't need to be there, that makes the rest of what could have been a fantastic song kind of mid, you know? That doesn't happen here. This is clearly somebody who's already done all that, already messed with everything, already had enough experience with this genre, that they're just understanding where things need to go. And even in every single individual different genre that they were kind of vibing with in this song, all of them had that approach and understanding. Not once did I feel that any individual section felt less produced or less polished than any other section, despite them being largely different in approach. And with that, I definitely see why this was a grand finale tiebreaker. This is some insane work and just kind of a meme to a degree. Just like they said in the intro scroll, just everything being a little bit different, having some like kind of unique pulls, like some samples and synths in there. I was like, this is an interesting pick, but it's also fun because I kind of recognize them. They're almost memes, you know? Like, they're still very respectable samples and choices, but there's a part of me that's like, I said in the video, the whole Darude wants his sample back, like, that is something that I was feeling through multiple points in this song, but that didn't take me out of the experience. If anything, it was more like an Easter egg, you know? Like, I don't think that that was their goal to sound like Darude in that one spot, but there's a part of me that wonders if it was supposed to be a little bit of an Easter egg, just because it did work, and is kind of surprising it worked, but it's not like they're bad samples either. It's not that they're bad synths, it's just that they're largely and maybe inspired by this much larger property and much more popular song. Go for it, you know? That's what sampling is kind of for. You pull something you like from something else, you pop it in there and make your own thing out of it. So I don't see a problem with that at all, but I definitely see what they were talking about in the beginning scroll. But to wrap things up, just an overall really fun song. A producer I don't think I've heard anything from yet, so that's always nice when I get to hear something new from a new person, and again, a new property. I still don't think I've heard something else from Osu, and if I had, it's maybe been one, so that's not a huge sample size to know what to expect out of that game, because they all do tend to have their own identities from their own producers, so you never know, you know? So it's nice to be able to have that experience and be able to live in this moment and see what they have to offer, and this production was a very good first experience for me. But I have been yapping a lot, so I will call it here. Thank you all so very much for watching. If you have something else you want me to get to from Osu or anything else, this same producer, whatever it may be, drop it in the comments below and I will do my best as always to get to those. Or if you want to guarantee something much like Aerithane did for this one, you can always go to my Patreon or my YouTube memberships. There's a tier that will force me to listen to whatever you want. It doesn't matter what it's from, who it's by, if it's good, bad, none of that matters. That's why it's a guarantee. But if you don't want to do any of that, maybe you just want to follow me and support me for more stuff coming in the future, you know how to do all that, and I will see all of you in the next video. Goodbye!